Imagine waking up every morning believing you're free, yet living inside an invisible prison built by your own habits. That's the modern financial trap. It doesn't have bars or guards, it's made of comfort, instant gratification, and small daily decisions that quietly rob you of freedom. The truth is, most people aren't broke because they lack intelligence or opportunity. They're broke because they've been trained to think like consumers instead of creators. Every ad, every social feed, every impulse purchase whispers the same message: you deserve this now. And so, people spend money they don't have to impress people they don't even like, sinking deeper into debt disguised as happiness. It's a perfect system, one that keeps the average person chasing temporary pleasure instead of long-term freedom. The trap isn't poverty itself, it's the mindset that normalizes it. Think about it. How often have you told yourself, "I'll start saving next month," or "I deserve a little treat today"? That's how the trap tightens, one harmless decision at a time. You buy convenience, you delay discipline, and suddenly years have passed, and you're still wondering why nothing changed. The system doesn't want you rich. It wants you distracted, working just hard enough to stay afloat, but never thinking deeply enough to break free. There's a reason why wealth feels unreachable to so many. Society has made financial struggle seem normal, even acceptable. You're told to study hard, get a stable job, take a loan, buy a car, buy a house, retire at 65 and hope that somehow freedom will come at the end. But it never does. The cycle repeats generation after generation, while true wealth quietly grows in the hands of those who rejected this script. Let's be clear, escaping the trap isn't about luck or privilege, it's about awareness. It starts when you realize that every dollar you spend is a vote for your future or your failure. It's when you stop asking, "How can I afford this now?" and start asking, "How can I make my money work for me?" That's when your mindset begins to shift from survival to ownership, from consumer to investor. But awareness alone isn't enough. You must act. You must question the habits that keep you poor, not just financially, but mentally. Why do you chase comfort instead of growth? Why do you fear risk more than regret? These are the questions that separate the broke from the wealthy, the reactive from the strategic. Once you start seeing money not as something to spend, but as a tool to build leverage, everything changes. In this video, we'll uncover the traps that keep millions of people stuck in the same financial patterns and how you can break free from them. We'll explore the hidden psychology behind your spending habits, the myths about success that quietly sabotage your growth, and the habits that separate the wealthy from the broke. Because the truth is simple, your financial freedom starts the moment you stop living like everyone else. So if you've ever felt stuck, if you've ever wondered why it seems impossible to get ahead no matter how hard you work, stay with me. This might be the wake-up call you've been needing. And before we continue, tell me in the comments, what's the biggest money habit you want to change this year? Let's begin the journey to financial freedom together. Comfort is seductive. It whispers, "You've earned this," every time you choose ease over effort. But what most people don't realize is that comfort is the silent killer of wealth. The desire to make life easier, to avoid inconvenience, struggle, or delay is exactly what keeps people financially weak. Every luxury, every shortcut, every "I deserve this" moment compounds into a future of dependence. Look around. We live in an age where everything is designed to remove friction. One-click shopping, instant delivery, buy now, pay later, fast food, streaming subscriptions. Convenience feels good, but it comes with a hidden cost. You trade time, discipline, and future opportunity for immediate satisfaction. It's a small trade that seems harmless in the moment but devastating in the long run. Because every time you pay for convenience, you're outsourcing the muscle that builds wealth, delayed gratification. The truth is, wealth isn't built through convenience, it's built through consistency. The rich understand that growth lives in discomfort. They delay rewards, invest time in learning, and resist the urge for easy pleasure. They know that the path to financial freedom is paved with sacrifice and patience. Meanwhile, the average person spends their entire life avoiding both. They'd rather stay comfortable today, even if it means being broke tomorrow. Consider this example: a person earning $3,000 a month who spends $200 on food delivery, $100 on streaming, $150 on subscription boxes, and $300 on impulse purchases. That's $750 gone every month on pure convenience, $9,000 a year. The desire to appear successful becomes more powerful than the desire to be successful. And that's how the comparison trap tightens its grip. Social media made it worse. Every scroll bombards you with images of people winning. You see the highlight reel, not the loans, not the credit card debt, not the emotional stress behind the curtain. But your brain doesn't know the difference. It just sees they're ahead, in behind. So you start spending to close the gap. A new phone here, a designer outfit there, a vacation you can't afford, all to project an illusion of status. The cruel irony is that the more you try to look rich, the further you drift from actually becoming rich. Real wealth is quiet. It doesn't scream for attention because it doesn't need validation. The wealthiest people you'll ever meet are often the ones who blend in, driving practical cars, wearing simple clothes, and investing their money instead of showing it off. They understand that wealth isn't measured by what you spend, but by what you keep and grow. But the comparison trap tricks you into confusing visibility with value. Take the story of two friends. One earns $80,000 a year and lives like he makes $150,000. The other earns the same amount but saves $20,000, invests consistently, and avoids status spending. 10 years later, the first friend is deep in debt, living paycheck to paycheck, while the second owns assets, passive income, and peace of mind. They started equal. The only difference was ego. The first built a lifestyle, the second built wealth. The comparison trap feeds on insecurity. It convinces you that happiness is something you can buy, that your worth is tied to what others think of you. But financial freedom is built when you detach from external validation and start measuring progress privately. The goal isn't to impress the world, it's to escape its control. Because every time you try to keep up, you're playing someone else's game under someone else's rules. Here's the irony: the same people you're trying to impress don't even notice. Everyone's too busy trying to impress someone else. It's an endless chain of debt-fueled insecurity, and the only way to break it is to redefine what winning means. Wealth is not a display, it's a discipline. It's not about how loud your success sounds, but how stable it stands when no one's watching. So, how do you escape this trap? Start by auditing your environment. Who are you comparing yourself to, and why? Unfollow people who make you feel less instead of inspired. Surround yourself with examples of quiet success, people who build instead of boast. Track your net worth, not your image. Invest in learning, not validation. Because every time you choose progress over appearance, you gain real power. Remember this: the goal isn't to look rich, it's to stop being poor in mindset. True wealth is invisible until it becomes undeniable. It's the freedom to make choices without fear, not the applause of people who don't care about your future. So, the next time you feel the urge to prove your worth through spending, ask yourself, am I building wealth or performing it? Because those who build don't need to prove, and those who prove rarely build. As we reach the final part of this video, we'll bring it all together: how to escape these traps for good and start rebuilding your path to financial freedom. If you've made it this far, you already understand something most people never will: that the greatest traps keeping you broke aren't external, they're internal. The comfort trap and the comparison trap are symptoms of the same disease: the illusion that freedom can come without sacrifice, that happiness can be bought, and that wealth is about what you show, not what you build. Escaping these traps doesn't start with money. It starts with mindset. Financial freedom isn't a number in your bank account, it's a state of control over your life. It's the power to choose your time, your priorities, and your future. But control doesn't come to those who live on autopilot. It comes to those who act with intention. Every purchase, every investment, every decision is either feeding your freedom or your prison. There's no neutral ground. The comfort trap teaches you to trade future opportunity for present ease. The comparison trap teaches you to chase validation instead of value. Together, they create a perfect illusion of progress while keeping you stagnant. You feel busy, but you're not building. You feel successful, but you're not secure. The system doesn't need to control you directly. It just needs you distracted long enough to never realize you're in control. But the truth is, you can escape. The escape isn't dramatic, it's disciplined. It's built on small, consistent actions that compound over time. When you cancel one useless subscription, when you invest your first 100, when you choose to learn instead of scroll, those are the cracks forming in the walls of your financial prison. Freedom doesn't come in one big leap. It comes in thousands of small steps taken consciously. Look at every wealthy person who started from nothing. They didn't outsmart the world, they outlasted their impulses. They learned that saying no today buys you options tomorrow. They chose purpose over pleasure, and in doing so, they rewrote their future. The difference between broke and free isn't luck. It's ownership of your time, your habits, and your thoughts. The moment you stop reacting to life and start directing it, you step into power. So, what's next? Build systems that make discipline automatic. Set up automatic investments. Automate your savings. Schedule your learning time. Remove friction from good habits and add friction to bad ones. Want to stop wasting money on takeout? Delete the apps. Want to save more? Hide your savings account behind a password you have to type manually. Wealth is built by design, not by desire. You can't wish your way out of poverty, but you can plan your way out. And as you build, remember this: the journey is long, but it's worth it. You will be tempted to give up when results are invisible, to slip back into comfort when progress feels slow. But wealth rewards patience. Every act of discipline today becomes a dividend tomorrow. Every dollar you protect, every temptation you resist, every book you read compounds into something extraordinary: your freedom. The world will always sell you comfort, speed, and appearances. But you don't need to buy any of it. You can choose the harder road, the one that builds true independence, quiet confidence, and unshakable peace. Because the richest feeling in the world isn't owning more things, it's owning yourself. So, take this as your signal. Start small, save something today, learn something today, invest in something today, even if it's just a new mindset. Because the trap only wins if you stay asleep. But you're awake now, and the moment you start living with intention, you've already escaped. If this video gave you clarity, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe for more content that helps you think differently, act deliberately, and build wealth that lasts. Your freedom starts now. Don't let the trap pull you back in.